count down from 5 because I forgot to insert a countdown graphic. So now you just get to hear me count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, look at that. It was magic. Good morning. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy and Chief David Reimer. It's the 16th of January 2023, and guess what? It's going to be hot, but changes are on the way in terms of the weather. Let's talk about it in today's Texas Weather Roundup. Fear not, I will forego another introduction, but it is Monday morning, the 16th of January 2023. Hope y'all had a good weekend. For the most part, the weather was nice. It was pretty windy yesterday, but you know what? For January, I mean, come on now. You can't ask for much nicer weather than that, unless you like blizzards, in which case, maybe wait till next week. Anyway, let's just jump on into the weather forecast, and guess what? I know it's going to be a shock. More hot weather, at least by January standards today. We're going to have high temperatures encroaching on 90 degrees in places like Laredo down to McAllen this afternoon. It's going to be South Texas, the Rio Grande Plains down into deep South Texas, and the Rio Grande Valley. Temperatures making it up well into the 80s this afternoon. Again, not going to be totally surprised if we see a 90-degree reading pop up there or on the south side of Big Bend National Park. Further north, we're going to have temperatures approaching 80 degrees this afternoon in places like Houston, San Antonio, Austin, all the way up Interstate 35 into the DFW Metroplex. And it's going to be windy again, too, today, except today's winds will mostly be out of the west or southwest. Again, it's going to be pretty windy, so don't be surprised. Temperatures will be a bit cooler as we head west. Panhandle, West Texas, the borderland, especially around El Paso and far west Texas. Temperatures are not going to make it up into the 70s and 80s today, but it'll still be pretty nice for a January afternoon. Our coldest spot today may actually be the Guadalupe Mountains into far west Texas, the higher terrain where temperatures may stick around in the 40s to right around 50 degrees this afternoon. Now, as we head into Tuesday, it's what is this? I mean, come on now, mid-January, and we're doing this nonsense. That's always a good omen. A couple degrees warmer for most folks, right at or a couple degrees warmer compared to today. San Antonio up to Austin looks like today maybe around 79 to 80. Tomorrow maybe 82 to 83. Same thing goes for Houston, probably 80 to 82 degrees. DFW Metroplex down to Waco, probably right around 80 degrees again. A little warmer across the Panhandle in West Texas, although still pleasant. High temperatures in the middle to upper 60s. And then in the borderland out east into the higher terrain around the Guadalupe Mountains, temperatures will probably make it up into the 50s tomorrow afternoon. For all intents and purposes, it's still going to be warm across Texas. Now, as we head into Wednesday, we're going to have a upper-level storm system and a cold front intrude in on Texas, and we will talk about the chance for precipitation coming up next. But temperatures Wednesday will make it up again, 80s, South Texas, down to the Rio Grande Valley. Upper 70s to around 80, coastal plains up in southeast Texas, the Golden Triangle, but a bit cooler as we head north, especially as that cool front starts pushing in and we see temperatures start coming on down during the afternoon hours on Friday. Friday. Man, I'm getting ahead of myself. This is Wednesday. But high temperatures on Wednesday. It's going to be a cooler day across the Panhandle, West Texas, essentially the western third to western half of Texas, as those northwest winds come on in. Now, speaking of thunderstorms, we do have a outline or a delineation from the Storm Prediction Center for Wednesday morning into Wednesday afternoon. And again, this is going to depend on the timing of the cold front on Wednesday. And since we're still 3 days out, some of the factors remain unclear. So we'll definitely be refining the timing, the threats, etc. as we get closer to Wednesday. But as it stands now, we have a level 1 to level 2 risk for severe storms. That's about a 1 in 20 to a 1 in 5 chance for a severe storm in your neck of the woods Wednesday morning to Wednesday afternoon across northeast Texas, east Texas, the eastern Brazos Valley, the piney woods of east Texas, the Golden Triangle, into southeast Texas and the upper Texas coast. At this point, storms along the cold front might see a line of thunderstorms develop late Wednesday morning into Wednesday afternoon. Some of those storms on the cold front could have some damaging straight line winds over 60 miles per hour. But of course, we'll be keeping an eye out for some pocket change size hail, nickels, quarters perhaps, and the potential for a brief tornado. And again, we'll keep an eye on data over the next couple of days and see if any of this needs to be refined, but as it stands now, it looks like the higher threat for severe weather will probably be just off to our east, again in places like Louisiana and to western Mississippi, but we'll keep an eye on things for sure over the next couple of days and refine that forecast. Now, let's head back to the temperature forecast. We'll head into Thursday. Temperatures across the state will be comparatively cooler for most than Wednesday and, well, Monday and Tuesday, with the exception of the Panhandle, who might be a little warmer as the coolest air begins to thaw out and disperse, but otherwise we're expecting high temperatures on Thursday, making it up into the 60s across the northern two-thirds of Texas, which again is still above average for January. And then southeast Texas, south central Texas, including San Antonio down into the Edwards Plateau, deep south Texas, the Rio Grande Valley, the Rio Grande Plains, the middle Texas coast, and the Victoria Crossroads will make it up into the 70s, upper 60s to low and mid 70s. Might see upper 70s in far deep south Texas, but otherwise we'll start to begin a warming trend then as we head into Friday. Temperatures back up into the 70s across the southern 25% of Texas, edging up towards the upper 60s and 70s, essentially southern 75% of Texas, and then the Panhandle, West Texas, and far West Texas around El Paso, the borderland, looks like high temperatures in the upper 40s to middle 50s. In terms of rainfall over the next 5 days, pretty much the only chance for any appreciable rainfall is going to be with the cool front as it moves east in East Texas, the areas we mentioned in the severe weather outlook. On Wednesday morning and Wednesday afternoon, we could see between 1/4 and perhaps 3/4 of an inch of rain across portions of East Texas, Southeast Texas, the Piney Woods, and the Golden Triangle. But again, in terms of flooding, not really. And you can see the heavier rainfall amounts, multi-inch rainfall totals, are expected to be more common in places like Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, and the boot heel of Missouri. But can't rule out a isolated 1 to 2 inch rainfall total in East Texas if we get a rowdy storm. Otherwise, we are going to remain dry across most of Texas through the remainder of the week thereafter until Saturday. Note this runs through Friday morning, a potential for a storm system to visit us on Saturday. And with some of that cooler air coming into place on Friday and that continuing to advance south on Saturday, could see some showers and storms across eastern two-thirds of Texas, perhaps, depending on how the system evolves. But maybe, just possibly, perhaps. Any more adjectives? We may see some winter mischief in the Texas Panhandle and parts of West Texas on Saturday. That is obviously a to-be-determined situation, but as we take a look at the Climate Prediction Center's outlook for next week, we notice something different than what we've seen so far this year, and that is a higher than average chance for below average temperatures next week. And that is a fairly strong indication from long-range weather model ensemble guidance, indicating that it looks like we're going to have a pattern change and Old Man Winter is going to return. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be frigid, crazy cold, all of the above that you get after the February 2021 winter mischief of doom, but it's winter. It wasn't going to stay warm forever. And frankly, with how warm it's been, we'll see what February brings. But again, below average temperatures do appear to make a comeback next week, so don't put the winter gear away yet. And wouldn't you know it, the chance for precipitation appears to be trending up next week. Cooler than average temperatures, above average precipitation chances. I wonder what that could possibly mean. No, that doesn't mean we're going to have a monster winter storm. Am I saying it's not going to snow next week in any of Texas? I'm not saying that either. Again, we'll just wait and see. But hey, you know what? It's actually nice not to be talking about 80s for the next 2 weeks. So we need moisture. And if that just so happens to come in the form of some winter mischief, so be it. Otherwise, we'll just wait and see. But again, I hope you all have a great Monday. Enjoy the warm weather while it lasts. It's going to be windy again out of the west winds. We'll have the next Texas Weather Roundup out by 6 a.m. on Tuesday. And thank you to all those who have been subscribing to our new YouTube channel, our second YouTube channel, the Texas Weather Center. That's going to be our main YouTube channel for most weather-related day-to-day content, with the Texas Storm Chasers YouTube channel being reserved for severe weather events, in addition to this second YouTube channel and our storm chasing videos. So we have some exciting stuff planned over the next couple of months for our Texas Weather Center YouTube channel. So head on over to YouTube, just search for Texas Weather Center, or just put YouTube/Texas Weather Center, and be sure and hit that subscribe button for us. We really do appreciate it, and it does help. Again, y'all have a great rest of your Monday. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning for your next Texas Weather Roundup.